It's over all the front pages today. It's a new development because he is asking for a jury trial to contest the civil sexual assault case brought against him by Virginia Giuffre.
Yeah, the Duke of York's accused, of course, of forcing her to have sex more than 2 decades ago at the London home of Ghislaine Maxwell. He has consistently and strongly denied all the allegations.
Not only that, he's denied being very friendly with Ghislaine Maxwell. Grant Harrold with us now is a former royal butler to Prince Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry. And, you know, you've seen things that go on. This sort of idea, Ghislaine Maxwell, she was a passing acquaintance. Do you buy that?
Good morning. It's quite difficult because I think watching the documentaries, listening to what's been said, it's difficult to kind of understand why he's saying that. But I mean, the thing is, I've always been that view that, you know, innocent until proven guilty, which I think is how the Queen sees it as well. But it is becoming more difficult the more that's coming out.
You see, Grant, I absolutely accept all that, innocent until proven guilty. But then you see these pictures, and this is where you begin to ask questions. Well, you're not friendly with her, but you invite her to Balmoral, and she gets in there. I mean, he's not friendly with me, but could I get into Balmoral?
Unfortunately, most likely not.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. From my experience with royal residencies, if you get invited, you're either family, close friends. They don't just invite anybody because, for obvious reasons, you've got to kind of know who the people are.
It's not a hotel.
It's not a hotel, definitely not.
Yeah.
Balmoral is, you know, it's many things, but not a hotel. And this is what I find difficult also to understand is I was quite shocked when I saw them at that log cabin. I know that little log cabin. I've been there.
I know
I've been
it,
there.
yeah.
It's a beautiful location, and it's not unusual for people to take pictures when they're there. I mean, anyone could actually, if you know where it is, you could go and have. Eamon, you could even go and take some pictures there.
So how do you know where it is?
We used to holiday nearby in Balmoral, just the little sort of holiday timeshare place, and we would go walking in the mountains. That's what my family loved doing. And quite recently, the first time my husband had been to Scotland with us as a family, we turned up at the log cabin to have our picnic sitting on the outdoor decking area.
Yes, absolutely.
And we saw a Range Rover next to it, which you instantly go, uh-oh, and out they hopped. And they said...
What do you mean, out they hopped?
The security
right,
detail,
right.
yeah. And they said, sorry, you're going to have to go this way as opposed to this way because we're expecting some people at the cabin. And we thought, oh, we were a bit miffed, to be honest. And 2 minutes later, this little old lady with a neck scarf was driving off-road, not on a path, over the heather, with steamed-up windows from yapping corgis in the back. And it was Her Majesty the Queen.
Get out of it.
And we were all dressed in our waterproof trousers, and I was trying to curtsy, and my husband took his hat off, and she was lovely, wound down the window, said good morning. And, you know, we were sort of in shock at what had happened. And 2 minutes later, Prince Philip swung round in a separate vehicle, a little bit...
He told you to naff off,
basically.
Yeah.
Basically. But anyway, so I do remember that log cabin, and I saw the picture. It wasn't just Ghislaine Maxwell there.
Absolutely.
It was Jeffrey Epstein as well. So both of them had been invited up.
So it is possible. I mean, I'm obviously playing devil's advocate. It's possible that they could have been there, you know, gone and visited it, as anyone can. But we're obviously aware that they have been invited at some point. And that's what's difficult because, you know, as I said, you don't... I mean, they didn't suddenly invite you in for lunch, did they, sadly? So it's normally people that they know.
Yeah. So what do we take from this? Because just a couple of weeks ago, Her Majesty the Queen, and obviously with the agreement of Prince Charles and Prince William, decided that he wouldn't be using his HRH title, that he would lose a lot of his patronages and the like. Was that clearing the way then? Now we know with 2020 vision, was that clearing the way for him to take this case as a civil private citizen?
I think so. I think the difficult thing for the royal family is these kind of things seriously affect, obviously, the popularity because... I've always had this view that, and I pray it's many years away, but when the Queen is no longer there, you know, it's always going to be a very different royal family, and they can't afford for things like this to go wrong because at the end of the day, these people, we look up to them in a weird way. They're ambassadors for us. So when things like this go wrong, it can change public opinion. So it's quite dangerous. I think this is why the Queen has made a very difficult decision because she is close to Prince Andrew.
Yeah. And
she's obviously made this difficult decision with the family support, and I'm assuming with his support as well, to withdraw those titles and to, as a private citizen, to allow him to be able to fight this.
Are we going to see him in the dock, though, realistically?
I'm not sure. Who knows? The way things are playing out is really difficult because he obviously wants to clear his name. He's obviously saying he's innocent and he obviously wants to have a go at trying to prove that. And so who knows what he might do in order to prove that.
Yeah, this is massive, really.
Really interested in your take and your perspective. Thank you very much.
you.
And a very good morning to you. So Prince Andrew denying there's 41 sex claims against him. He's denied them all. The thing we want to get to strategically during the programme today is why has he now said, I want to go to jury? Will it ever get there? Will he settle out of court? But it's a brave thing, isn't it?
It is a brave thing, yeah. And, not that long ago, he was using a sort of legal loophole to try and get out of any
jury trial.
Yeah, so anyway.